What's up, everybody? We're back at it again, live with Brandon Blakney. Got another loaded webisode, another loaded segment for you guys today, for the fine people. Starting off, you've heard by now, I'm sure, Jalen Cone made his decision. The top 100 prospect, reclassed to 2019, four-star, joined Virginia Tech. Mike Young sealed his first big-time prospect. And we're going to definitely speak about that some. Big congrats to Jalen. I've had a pleasure of covering him for a couple years now. Also, man, this High Point University Panthers 2019 class, it's just not getting enough hype around the city, in my opinion. We got John Michael Wright, Bryant Randleman, and Emmanuel Eisenbar repping for the Hoop State, coming to invade the Triad. We'll definitely be talking about that. There should be some serious hype around the Panthers this season. Also, we got an interview with quite possibly, arguably, the most athletic player in North Carolina right now. Kid has serious ups, Mr. Christian Hampton. We'll definitely dive into the interview with Chris. Also, Team Winston, are they the best non-shoe circuit team going right now? I've had the pleasure of watching just about every age group, and there's talent in each one, but we specifically want to discuss that talented, loaded 16U squad. So we'll rap about that for sure. Also, man, we got to talk about the Winston-Salem Wolves repping 11-0 on the season, first year, playoff bound. Oh yeah, they're repping for the Trey the right way. Also, last but not least, man, we got to talk about Jalen LeCue, the phenom going preps to pro. Vowed out second day of the scrimmages at the Combine, which means he's heard something. So we'll definitely talk about that as well. With no further ado, man, let's dive into it. Now, Jalen Cone is going to be the type of player we expect to come in to Virginia Tech and make an impact from day one at Blacksburg. And how he's been explaining it, they're ready to give him the keys there and let him really transition, run this offense within his first year on campus. A nice class that we got. Well, I don't want to say class, but nice pieces that Coach Mike Young has to build around with Jalen at the one now. Also have stud freshman from this past year, Isaiah Wilkins, also a Winston-Salem native, coming back, returning, one of the top three-point shooting threats on this team last year to pair with Jalen. Also, major chip, Landers Noley withdrew from the transfer portal. Mike Young will hold on to the once highly touted wing prospect as well. Good young core for Mike Young to build around in this up-tempo, fast-paced system. And I think it is an area that all three of these guys will succeed in. And I think there's some excitement to be had around Blacksburg. They're losing a lot, and rightfully so. You know, graduations, the draft as well. But there are some pieces here coming back to build around. And with Jalen, you have a point guard that's explosive, that can come in and fill it up, get his own shot, and really get some excitement going. Put some bottoms in some seats. So that will be a show. Jalen, one of the most explosive freshmen coming in, bar none. He can do a lot. He's continued to improve his game and become a full-fledged floor general, running the show, making the guys around him better. And I expect to continue to see him evolve and shift into that next gear and reach those next levels to his game. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for that. And it's an exciting time for Hokie Nation, man, for sure. Moving on, speaking of excitement in college hoops, High Point University. Coach Tubby Smith, you have done it, sir. He has reeled in three of the most underrated prospects in the entire hoop state. Persistence pays off. John Michael Wright, first off, coming in. Him and Emmanuel Eisenbar have already established chemistry, winning a state title a few months ago in Fayetteville at Fayetteville Academy. John Michael Wright can play either guard position, scores it from all three levels, has continued to improve as a playmaker, and showed that he can flat out run the show. This past season, he definitely showed flashes of that, and he's just one of the better point guards around the state that was overlooked. big-time athlete, continues to improve on the jump shot, and I think he's a guy that can definitely make an impact from day one. In the backcourt with him, Bryant Randleman, another guard that can play either guard spot, explosive, saucy handle, nice tight crossover, definitely got the snatch in the bag, can make shots, come in, provide a scoring punch, whether it's in the starting lineup or off the bench. Definitely a valuable add there. We mentioned Azumbar as well. Big, versatile, 6'9" forward. Can really come in, bang on the boards, runs the floor like a gazelle, man. Had a couple triple doubles in high school. Just speaks to his passing ability, the improved scoring touch. He can hit the elbow jumper, working on the post moves, has a nice post game already. Adding to that, soft hands, physical, athletic, just a new skill big man who should really find a niche right away in this program. Three guys that I think can contribute from day one personally. High Point has a lot to replace. It's no secret. They lost their two top leading scorers from this past season. They're going to need some people to put the ball in the bucket, and shots will be available. And these guys are a perfect add, and they, like I said, chemistry's already built. Then you get a guy like Bryant Randleman, team first guy, coming in. All three of these guys really just selfless, come from winning pedigrees, won a lot of ball games in high school, and I think they will add an element that may have been lacking in last year's squad. So I'm excited to see these guys, and I know the deeper we get into the season, the more buzz gets around when these guys start making some plays on the floor, because they're putting in the work right now, trust me. But as these guys start seeing the reps grow within the triad, I think there's going to be a lot of excitement and just a total culture shift in High Point. Tubby's got some guys he can really build around and definitely make things go at High Point. It's an exciting time with UNCG, North Carolina A&T, and Elon also making moves as well. High Point cannot fall behind. They definitely made a statement with this 2019 class that they are reestablishing roots at home in the hoop state, and it's good to see because, as you all know, we are loaded with talent. Speaking of being loaded with talent, I'd like to dive into this Christian Hampton interview now. One of the most athletic players in the hoop state. Recently had a dunk kind of go viral with overtime, and you just, man, just the natural explosiveness. 2 years ago as a sophomore, was voted Defensive Player of the Year for his conference, and he's continued to be a lockdown defender, but this past season as a junior averaged 21 points per game and was voted 4A Player of the Year for Northwest Guilford, helped lead those guys to some big wins, and man, he just continues to excel, become a more potent and reliable point guard, playing both ends, finding his own shot when people doubted his scoring ability, and he's just flat out one of the most exciting prospects in the state. So let's dive into this interview, and I hope y'all enjoy. Let's listen in. Hey, got my guy Chris Hampton here with me, NC Top 80. Chris, you been acting up out there, bro, going crazy on the rim. Did you come in with just a point to prove today, man?
I just want to come out here and prove that I'm the best, and I don't want to be looked at as underrated and stuff. I want everybody to know who I am, and I want to really set an example and stuff, coming out there to CB3 and stuff. So I'm really trying to make my name out here today and just prove everybody that, it doesn't matter if I'm ranked or not, I still got that heart, still got that dog in me, and I'm always have it.
Hey, you can't coach that dog. You've been really making that transition to point guard. It seems like not only scoring the ball, but getting people involved. I see you dishing it out there a little bit, showing the playmaking skills. Have you been putting the extra emphasis on trying to make that transition?
I've been trying to really get my team involved. If I don't really see anything I like, I try to usually back it out. Try to look for my teammates to see if they're down there with me. If I don't, then the coaches tell me just to go ahead and take it. Take every chance you get in transition, because can't nobody stop you in transition. You got a great finish, you got a great body.
Exactly.
I don't think I can see anybody step in front of you to take anything. So just go straight to the rack.
What have you been telling your teammates out there, man? I see you chatting a lot out there, just communicating on both ends.
Communication is very high. Whenever I was with CB3 for 2 years, I remember Chris Paul came up to me and said, "You can be a great, you're the best defensive player. It's just one thing you gotta put into your head. It's just talking on D. just talk, 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 talk. And ever since he told me that, that's whenever I really was like, all right, now I gotta really talk, because communication is key to basketball. If you don't communicate, everybody's not on the same page, because everybody's not who you think they are and stuff, and you think their IQ is like that, but it's just communication. I just really like talking. It just helps out. And it throws the offense off sometimes too.
Facts, facts. You feel like that kind of makes you stand out as far as the communicating and playing tough defense in a camp-like setting like this, where maybe people aren't too focused on defense out there playing?
Yeah, it's a really big thing, because if nobody else is talking, then I'm guessing I'm just gonna be the only one out there talking. College coaches really open up their eyes whenever they see somebody yelling, and they're just like, well, he's the only one talking. Like, that's a guy. And if you really talk, it really gets all the stress out of you, and you just open up and feel a whole lot better, and you just play a whole lot better. And it also brings a dog out of me sometimes whenever I be clapping my hands. So I gotta go ahead and get it out of me and get it started.
So you mentioned college coaches, what they're looking for at the next level. What have you been hearing from some of the coaches? Who's been reaching out to you the most, and what are you looking for at the next level in a program?
UNCG's really been looking at me, and I got offered by App State.
Congrats on that, bro.
Yeah, ECU told me to come down and take a visit today, but I couldn't do it because of the camp. So they just been really telling me to keep working on my game, and the biggest thing is just getting that jump shot developed. And it's been coming a long way, so I'm gonna have to keep perfecting my jump shot and stuff, getting back in the gym, try to get a little big if I can. So, but main thing is just working on my jump shot, and I can go anywhere I want.
Next summer, or not next summer, excuse me, this summer running with Team CP3 again. You've been in the program for a while now. Y'all won a lot of games. 17U, y'all the guys now. What's on your mind being the big dog now?
My mind is just going out there, having fun with my teammates, and try to get a whole lot of exposure for next season for my high school team.
How do you think the guys are going to be looking, going through tryouts, going through practices? How you feel about the roster so far?
I feel pretty good about the roster. I think everybody out there really deserves to be on the team, because every single one of us worked hard.
Yeah.
And so we're just gonna go out there and just be the best. Probably be better than Wendell Moore and Kobe and whatever they had, and just build off of their energy that they had for the 17U team.
Welcome back, and a big shout out to Chris Hampton. Great ball player, even better kid, and we will continue to look forward to his success on and off the floor. Moving on to success on and off the floor, man, we got to talk about one of the best AAU programs going in the state of North Carolina and really in the Southeast, and that's Team Winston. Local guys really doing it with local talent majority, and they are really making waves. Each age group has already collected some hardware, and early in the travel ball season making waves. They've got talent in every division. You look up top at the 17U, Zach Austin, 6'7" forward, holds multiple D1 offers. Jacob Moore, one of the most underrated bigs in the state, and will continue to draw praise, I assure you. Stephen Miner, another hard-nosed guard. 17U stacked, and they've been one of the better programs. But I want to focus on the 16U. We're going to go a year lower. Now, this group, arguably the best player, Kamian Shell. So, floor general to the T, runs the offense, orchestrates everything. Mr. Poise, never pushed out of his element, and he's been a reliable stone for them this year. Also, Anthony Sellers, maybe one of the most talented prospects in his class for NC. Definitely has some of the most upside. Kid's a beast, just 6'6", plays down low, plays on the perimeter, can shoot the three. More explosive every day. He's definitely showing the bounce. Plays above the rim some. Avid shot blocker, plays both ends, and honestly, he's just scratching the surface on his game. So he will be one exciting to watch. Cam Cormany, another one. Just a straight up shooter out of Radford, Virginia. Knockdown shooter, sniper. One of the purest shooters I've seen so far this travel ball season. Caden Davis is another very intriguing prospect who's also just scratching the surface. A two-sport athlete that's balancing football and basketball. Really scores it from all three levels. Explosive athlete. And I think a lot of people are just really starting to see that for what it is. He can really get up, and he can really throw it down. And then you also got TJ Mills, who battled through some injuries earlier, but this kid's just a dog on both ends, and he plays with that flair that you like to see. So definitely an exciting squad, and they've already beaten some of the biggest teams that are out there, some of the big names. They compete every time they go out, and they have a Coach Whit Holcomb-Fay, one of the youngest up-and-coming coaches in the game that really pushes these guys, and this group is a reflection of his attitude and the way that he gets things done. So definitely big shout out to those guys doing big things, making things happen around the city, and making all of us proud, flat out. So definitely shout out to those guys, and we'll continue watching them work, going state to state, man, putting on and continuing to put kids in college, getting that free education. I'm moving on. Speaking of Winston-Salem, we got to talk about some ECBL semi-pro action. The Winston-Salem Wolves, with their most recent win over the Gastonia Snipers, 11-0 now, already playoff bound, haven't lost a game, really been dominating the competition, led by Antonio Robinson, former Parkland and ECU guard, also Zelenor Banks out of Fayetteville State, former Glen Ford, I should say. These two guys really nasty 1-2 punch leading the way. And they've been two of the best in the league so far this season. First year and they're already making waves. These guys play Saturdays home. The home gym is at Forsyth Country Day. Definitely go check them out if you get a chance. Great level of basketball, very physical, and you may see some familiar faces. It's just nothing short of amazing what these guys have done in the first year, battling through injuries as well, losing one guard, LaPriest Lynch, another local guy out of Lees McCray, went to Mount Tabor High School, was leading this team in assists, was high in the league in assist to turnover ratio at one point, scores the basketball all three levels, 6'5", does a lot of good things, and they've continued to just rebound, and it's been the next man up mentality for this group. So it's just been impressive to see them repping the tray the right way, like we said before, and we wish them the best of luck moving forward. We know they're going to continue to do some big things on and off the court. Now, rounding out the show, we got to talk about a kid that spent some time here in North Carolina just wooing crowds at Christ School, and that's Jalen LeCue. First time I actually saw him was at one of our Phenom Hoops events, and he just absolutely stole the show. I mean, you talk about putting it on a guy's head. Man, he putting it on your dome. And it's just, and he's not shy about it. He'll point to the crowd and let your family know he just put one on your medulla. And he's not playing around. Recently announced after the prep year, or the grad transfer year, not transfer, but the post-grad year, he announced that he would be going pro and forgoing his scholarship at NC State. And it just seems like it's a lock now that he will stay in the draft. He really impressed, had the highest vertical at the combine, looked good in pick and roll situations. We know the jump shot has always been the knock, and it's still developing, but he made some plays and really showed that there's potential for him to be a lead guard in the NBA. Right now, the latest draft I saw, the mock draft I saw on NBC Sports actually, had him going 38th, which is a pick owned by the Chicago Bulls, so not first round yet. But with him deciding to sit out the second day of scrimmages at the combine, you just have to wonder, there's got to be some guarantee in place for him to make that decision. Obviously, LeCue and his family heard confirmation, promise, an agreement, whatever you want to call it. They heard some good news, and it reassured them that, hey, LeCue may be going first round, or he is going first round, maybe the latter part, depending on, where picks fall and how trades work out. But he looked impressive from the film I saw as well. Just has an NBA game, goes by, he's got the nickname Baby Westbrook, and with that athletic ability, 43-inch vertical, he's living up to the billing, and I think I see him succeed in the NBA just with this open game and his skill set. Definitely still a bit raw. Gonna take some time to continue to develop, but man, the kid's a hooper, and if you've seen him in person, he's got that it factor. So I definitely believe that he will be one that we see succeeds in the league, and I definitely think that he's going higher than 38th in my personal opinion. What do y'all think? Let me know. Comment, continue to hit that subscribe button, and we're going to keep pushing the tempo. We're going to keep pushing the limits, and we just going to keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all tuning in. That's a wrap here for us. Until next time, this has been Live with Brandon Blakney. For all the latest and the greatest, subscribe to Live with Brandon Blakney. You dig?